Okay, thank you so much for being here. I want to open by thanking all members of the public who are participating today as delegates or have come to City Hall to express their view related to the proposed bylaw that Councillor Duncan has indicated, and I certainly support, that will be received as information later on. And I think what you see today is democracy at work. Municipal politics is the level of government, I have continued to say, that is the most open and accessible level of government of any of the levels of government in Canada. And so today we have delegates, that over 100 registered, that have the opportunity to come. We're going to hear from them today. They come, they stand in front of the microphone, just 20 feet away from us as elected officials, and we hear them, give them opportunity to speak as a democracy should work. And so I'm pleased today, and I'm grateful for everyone who is participating in the process today. I think that's kind of the main item on today's agenda. There are other items, but I think for a lot of you, you're probably covering that item. So maybe what I'll do is I'll turn it over to questions, and I'm going to do what I don't usually do. I'm going to start with anyone in the camera bank that has questions. We're going to start with you folks and let you begin. Yes?
Oh, sure. Thanks for the opportunity.
Here you
go. Maybe just a different warm-up question about, do you have your reaction to the police HQ flooding? Do you have any information about that or any update?
Yeah, I don't have much other than what has been publicly reported on the police headquarters flooding. Obviously, it's very frustrating to see that much damage that has taken place. I know 2 individuals were arrested related to the flooding. I understand that the tenants that are impacted have been spoken to, and our staff has been working with the tenants to make sure that they can get back into their businesses and get their businesses open, working with them too to assist in any cleanup also. I appreciate the leadership of public service members who were working on this issue over the weekend. I received calls, when it first happened from the chief of police. So more work to do to make sure that everything is fully cleaned up and fully open. But I believe most of the police operations at the building are functioning once again. Cameron.
Sorry, since we're on the topic, I have some other questions related to that. First of all, do you have any information about how people were able to access the building?
I don't. That's something information I'm looking forward to as well, to see if there's ways that we can protect that kind of infrastructure to prevent any future occurrence.
Tenants have told us that they're frustrated because this happens regularly. People break in, and apparently a back corridor has been left open, and the fire commissioner has told them that they have to keep this open, but people have been sleeping, breaking in, doing other things. Is that true, and do you know why that would be the case?
I don't know the details related to that. That's the first I've heard of it. I'm not doubting that that's the case. Like I said, I think what this event gives us the opportunity to do is to take a look to see if there's any protections of that building that we can put in place that are not currently there.
Have you heard about any damage to anything particular within the headquarters? Any rooms, anything maybe important that might be in there that might have been down?
No, one of the concerns I know that the police had was some of their building and even things like evidence control, but I believe that's, you'd have to speak to the police about that. I don't think that there was extensive damage. Most of the damage, I understand, was limited to the tower. But again, I think, as the days are unfolding, the police and our members of our public service who deal with the city's assets and buildings are working with the police to determine the extent of the damage. So we won't know until, the coming days.
With this happening while the police HQ inquiry is going on, do you think that that's put more attention on an incident like this?
Perhaps. I'm tired of that building being the subject of discussion for one reason or the other. Back when I first got elected to council in 2014, it was the time when there had been a big rain event and the police couldn't move into that building, and there was $8.3 million, I believe it was, in damage just because of flooding that occurred from a rain event back in 2014-15. So we'll take our staff is looking to see what the total damage is to the building, and once we have that tally, we'll let people know about that.
Do you know if any of the people involved were homeless?
I don't know that.
We got about 5 minutes left. If you
Okay,
wanna switch topics.
I'm good on that topic.
You know, that topic, okay, next
Yeah,
topic, go
So
ahead.
I'd
Yeah.
like to talk about why so many people came out today
Mhm.
for that bylaw. We heard from several Indigenous people who are in opposition to the bylaw. Do you think Indigenous people should have any restrictions regarding protesting or demonstrations?
Well, I think that, you know, all people in Canada should be subject to the same set of rules and laws that would govern and do govern our society. It's clear from what was proposed that the bylaw was too broad in its scope. We've heard that time and again from people concerned about what's being put forward. I support Councillor Duncan's decision to receive the matter as information for a couple of reasons. One, because, you know, the public feedback has said this is not specific enough, it's too broad. And also the federal government right now is bringing, you know, looking at Bill C9, which would cover many of the similar topics that were raised in the bylaw.
The Indigenous community has had, I guess, the freedom to demonstrate, march, hold sacred fires, I guess, hold space out on public lands, often without permits. If this bill were to go back to the drawing board, would that have an impact on the way they've been doing things for the last, I don't know, how many years?
The answer would be no, I don't see this bill going back to the drawing board.
Okay.
So even, because like Councillor Duncan
And said, we're gonna wait and see what C9 shapes up to be, and if it doesn't really fulfill these things, maybe we will go back to the drawing board and come back with something else. You don't see that happening.
I think we need to first of all wait to see the outcome of C9 to see if there's anything locally that isn't captured that we'd have to discuss. I don't see it being necessary, but let's wait to see what Bill C9, what they come forward with federally with Bill C9. Okay, good. Thank you all.